So the company known as Gamdias reached out to me and sent me one of their keyboards to review. I tried it out for some weeks and I'm ready to give my overall opinion on the keyboard. What's up guys, ProdiJay here, or you can just call me Jay, and today I'll be reviewing the Hermes M2. Now if you're looking to get this full-size mechanical keyboard, it would cost about $110 at the time of this video, which the price may throw some of you guys off, as $110 is a lot of money for a keyboard. Well, duly noted, the keyboard does compensate the price for some of its included features, and also Gamdias does offer other keyboards on their website for different prices, with prices being as low as $50 compared to their most expensive price of $160. But getting back to the Hermes M2 keyboard, I was really curious on what it had to offer, since it was priced fairly high for the average consumer. Now the packaging box that I received, it came with a Gamdias business card saying thank you, a catalog of all their products, which is very nice as it displays things that you may be interested in. It also came with a metallic key holder, and finally the keyboard itself, which when I first opened up the keyboard, I was quite satisfied with the overall aesthetics from the body to the keycaps, as the body itself was super durable as it is made from a hard plastic and has a metal faceplate, which overall it doesn't flex. And along with the body, the keyboard has an attached wrist rest that cannot be removed, which personally I haven't had any real problems with it despite it being made out of plastic. And I've used this keyboard for multiple hours at a time and I haven't had any aches in my wrists at all, so that's a gold figure. I also favor how sturdy the keyboard is, as it does have rubber on the bottom of the keyboard to prevent it from moving, and to add on to that, the keyboard itself does have some weight to it, so it won't be moving much as you use it. And the keycaps on this keyboard look great as well, especially since the font used for the keys look more normal than most gaming keyboards, because most of the time gaming keyboards usually have a futuristic font on the keycaps, which I usually find too common. But other than that, the entire keyboard has a nice premium feel that does make it stand out from other keyboards. But now let's talk about the RGB on the keyboard, which in my opinion, I find it a little bit basic, but it gets the job done, mostly because the keyboard doesn't have that many options. On the website, it says that the keyboard has 7 colors, even though there appears to be only 6 visible colors: green, light blue, light purple, hot pink, orange, and red. And if you wanted to learn on how to use the keyboard's RGB modes, you would have to check out the online manual for the keyboard and download the software called Hera from the Gamdias website. But you can change some of the RGB modes from the keyboard itself by holding the FN key and pressing any of these 4 buttons, with the insert button giving a wave effect, the delete button for a rotation effect, the home button for a slide in effect, and finally the delete button to either turn off the effects or keep on static. And the keyboard does allow you to alter the effects a little bit, whether it be by changing the speed or changing the brightness of the effect, but I would personally recommend using the Hera software, as it does give a total of 8 RGB effects, with them being breathing, wave, slide in, ripple, responsive fade out, rotation, marquee, and responsive fade out. And with these effects, you can adjust the speed and brightness of them in the software, which the Hera software does allow you to do other things like change the key assignments, make macros, set up different keyboard profiles, and more, which I do think that the software does provide a fair amount of customization for the keyboard, but I would have wished that the software was more UI friendly, similar to Razer's Synapse software. And now I have to talk about the key switches of the keyboard, because honestly, this is one of the best feeling mechanical keyboards I've ever typed on, which, looking at the switches, you may be curious on what they exactly are. Well, the key switches used on the Hermes M2 keyboard are Gamdias certified optical switches, and the best way I can explain these switches is that it feels similar to Cherry MX Blue switches, but it's slightly less noisy and feels more tactile and responsive, mostly on the fact that their optical switches uses light refraction technology, which in short means that your key presses are going to be more reactive. And typing on this keyboard just feels great overall, because as I type, I don't really have to worry about my key presses not registering because of how good these switches are. But now I'm going to do a sound test of the keyboard through my microphone so you can get the general idea of how loud the keyboard is. And after going over all that, you guys might be wondering what my exact thoughts are for this Gamdias keyboard. Well, as of the build quality, I love it. The body of the keyboard feels pretty sturdy and durable, the keycaps are smooth and sculpted perfectly, the wrist rest isn't uncomfortable. As of features, I like the accessibility of all the multimedia keys, like the volume dial at the top right of the keyboard, and the functionality of locking the Windows key so you don't accidentally interrupt your gaming. But talking about the RGB on this keyboard, I do wish that there were more options for it, mostly because the current RGB effects for the keyboard aren't too good and can be described as somewhat simple, which I find a bit odd because this keyboard costs about $110, but comparing it to other keyboards above $100, the RGB effects on this keyboard don't necessarily compete with other keyboards like Corsair or Razer as of RGB options, but this keyboard does seem to make up for it through the typing experience with their certified optical switches, as the feeling of typing with this keyboard just feels satisfying as a whole and feels great when playing competitive games like CSGO and such. But getting to the conclusion, should you buy this keyboard? Well, the honest answer is it depends. If you're looking to buy a mechanical keyboard for a better feeling when typing, then you may want to consider getting this keyboard. But if you're someone that wants to get a keyboard with a wide variety of RGB options, then you may want to pick up a different keyboard, which Gamdias does offer other keyboards at different prices, especially ones with more RGB options. So if you're interested in checking out this keyboard or any other options provided by Gamdias, just check out the links down below to see what they're about, and be sure to leave your thoughts and comments down below of the keyboard because I do want to hear you guys have to say, and because I do love responding to everyone's comments. But I think that's gonna wrap it up, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, drop a like and subscribe for more quality content like this. And also, I would like to let you guys know that I opened up my own Discord server so you guys can join in and interact with one another, while at the same time help build up the community. So if you're interested in joining the server, the link to it will be in the description down below. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to have notifications on so you won't miss any of my videos. My name's ProdiJay, and as always, stay classy.